All right guys, Captain Ali Husseini here from bdoutdoors.com. I want to show you today how to rig one of our staples of the West Coast trolling lures, and it's a tuna feather. These things come in a variety of sizes, shapes, colors. This one's a jet head. Actually, it's got a couple holes drilled in, so it makes a little smoke. Heavier head's nice. It swims in a variety of sea conditions, but we also have lighter ones that look like a mini marlin lure. Little tiny guys, very similar to this, but about half the size that we use when the fish are eating small bait. It's just a great all-around lure that catches just about everything that swims in our offshore waters. Real simple to rig. You need a good pair of cutters to cut some line. You need a lure, obviously, of your choice. Zip tie, which you'll see come into play later on. A couple of barrel swivels. Tuna hook, I think this is about a size 9.0 that we've got here, and then about a 6-foot section of leader material. All we're gonna do here, real simple, basically start off by flipping the lure on to the leader. This is important because I have rigged many a lure without putting the leader on first. And you're gonna take your barrel swivel. Any knot here will work. I like the improved clinch just because it's easy. I tie it all the time. A lot of guys like to use a San Diego knot or a uni knot to do it. Any one of them will work. Just pick a knot you're confident in. You can make a nice knot in 60 to 80 pound test is what we like to use for this. Years ago, guys used to always say to use 40 pound. I found over the years you end up losing fish because the 40 will get chafed and you won't notice it, and then it'll snap off. Unless the fish are really picky, 60, 80 pound is just fine for a tuna feather. Nice clean connection. After I've got the knot done, I'm gonna take my hook, feed it through the eye of the swivel. Depending on the size of the hook and the swivel, you need to make sure you match them up ahead of time because you want to be able to get the point of the hook through the round end of the swivel. Okay, so now that we've got the hook slipped over the swivel, we're just gonna take a zip tie, standard cable tie. This one's a little big, kind of so you can see what's going on. I'd actually like to use the next size down, a smaller zip tie, just so you're sure it's not affecting the action. You're gonna pull the zip tie tight, just like you've done a million times before. Trim the zip tie off. Now you've got this nice clean connection down here. Slide your lure down onto the swivel. The swivel does double duty here. The primary reason is it lets the hook swing in any direction that you want. It's free to spin here, so if it gets fouled or whatever, it gets hit a couple of times, it's gonna spin right back into position and hopefully set itself clean. The other thing it does too is it gives you a little bit of space to space the hook away from the head of the lure. With any trolling lure you rig, the standard rule of thumb is to make sure that the hook, the bend of the hook is about even with the end of the skirt. It can be, up in there an inch or so, but you want to keep it close to the back of there. And the reason for that is you don't get the skirt fouling the points of the hook. It's back here in the lighter material. It's easily going to come through and it's going to find the jaw of the fish and give you a good clean hook set. On the other end of the leader, we're just going to do the same thing again. Whatever knot you're comfortable with here. Put it on. Again, I like the improved clinch. Most guys know this trick, but if you don't, just take the leader material, wrap it across your fingers like that. Then take the tag end, make a couple wraps around the big loops, and then pass it through one of the big loops like that. Give you a nice clean rig. Get several seasons out of them without any trouble. Just check your swivels, make sure everything's spinning good, chop the leader off and repeat. And you can rig a whole bunch of these things in just a few minutes once you get it down.